Time to head off to work and things, so that's what we're gonna do. So let's friggin' pitter patter and have at her. Friggin' 28 degrees out. Hopefully the air conditioning wants to be awesome today and cool down the car. Gonna open the sunroof so the heat can get out. Frig sakes. Maybe crack some windows too, just to get some of that fresh air from the outside in. Oh, that's a lot better. Well, let's hit the road. Got my wallet. I'm probably gonna stop off and get a Subway, so let's go. All right, let's try another drive to work. Maybe this time here my laptop won't shit the bed. What happened was I'm sitting there and I'm copying the footage over to my laptop, and I wanted to clear my pen drive that I used to take the footage, like take the final renders off of and drag them over to a computer to upload. And sure as shit, what happens, I plug in the pen drive mid-copy file from the friggin' SD card on this thing to my computer, and all of a sudden the computer blue screens on me and I lose everything. Like, I lose the drive to work, I lose the friggin' video footage before and now. It was just right garbled. I tried to save most of it because I talked about a lot of cool shit yesterday on my drive to work, and fucking lost it all. So that's not good. Oh yeah, listen to that suspension, just grimy. So problem is I need to wait until next Wednesday. I'm gonna get the Trans Am sticker. Also gonna pull the Trans Am's battery. Well, no, I already got the battery pulled. I gotta put the Trans Am's battery on a charge, get that back up to full tits. And next year when I pull it, I'm gonna bring the son of a bitch in the house and sit it in the laundry room cabinet, so it won't be sitting on a cold garage floor getting all friggin' wrecked. That's if the battery's still good. I might have to go out and friggin' buy a new battery for it still, so. But I got enough dead batteries at home that I could scrap to easily pay for a brand new battery, so it's not a big deal. But I'm gonna try and recharge it anyway. Gonna give her the 12 volt 2 amp rail. Let her sit like that for a couple days, and it should basically get the electrolytes flowing and make it happy and start the Trans Am up. Because that car, all it needs is an oil change, and fuck, she's golden. And people who wonder what kind of oil I put into the Trans Am, I use fully synthetic, Quaker State, I don't know, high mileage shit. So it's like extra refined for high mileage cars, even though the Trans Am only has 136,000 kilometers on it. Not too bad for an 88, eh? Trans Am, or no, it has more than that. I can't remember now. It's around 136 to 145, I think. But it almost, like this G6 almost has the same amount of mileage. But then again, Trans Am's never been on the open highway to Blokes or anywhere else. It's usually just bombed around town. I'd love to take that car down to Blokes, but there's two things that kind of about it. Number one, no cup holder, so you can't really get a coffee unless you're hanging on to it until you drink the whole thing. And number two, no air conditioning. And in the summer, cruising down the highway at $120 with the windows down is really, 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 really friggin' loud. You know, you got the wind like just blasting you in the face, especially if it's raining out. You can't really open the window and there's no way to cool the inside, so you're like sweating buckets driving down. But all in all, I honestly think it would be cheaper on fuel if I brought the Trans Am than this thing, because the Trans Am's running like a friggin' top. The only thing is the fuel gauge on the Trans Am's kind of kifed because it's so old, right? So it's like it'll read full for a couple days, and all of a sudden you go to start it up one day and something wiggles and the bobber moves, and now all of a sudden it's reading half a tank. It's like, well, you're just full like 5 seconds ago. What the fuck did you do? Purge your fuel? You know? But it's just an old car, right? And shit's just wearing out on it. But as far as the driveline goes and all the other nonsense, she's fucking mint. And I'm anxious to get it back on the road and do some videos with it and stuff. And if you're wondering what that whistle sound is in the background, that's me having a vape. I'm running a new setup. I got a Vamo V4 with a Octopus RDA onto it, and it is just freaking awesome. Got the coil at 1.8 ohms. You know, just giving me a good amount of vapor. It's pretty good. Haven't talked about vaping since Blokes. Been too busy fixing my shit and getting ready for summertime. But yeah, this setup's pretty rocking. I dig it. Not running a low ohm coil in it either, running a pretty high ohm coil, but that might change tonight if I get anxious and decide to do a little coil swappage. I want to get into this lane because I want to turn down Chippewas. Because I really want some Subway, because I really want a sandwich. Fucking haven't eaten anything all day. I gotta quit doing this. Gotta get off my ass, go to the grocery store and buy shit like eggs and bacon and stuff and start eating at home. Building my lunches again. Because this going to the Mike's Mart and picking up my supper every night is quite expensive. money I could be putting into my car, you know, because this thing needs some money put into it. Look at these bastards playing friggin', trying to Frogger their way to the front, eh? What a bunch of goofs. Oh, dick. So yeah, apparently the big problem with this is suspension. You hear it when I hit bumps, because my buddy checked the ball joints and he's like, fuck, ball joints are fine, bud. Don't even worry about those. Because those are fine. There's no play in them. They're perfect. The struts, because you bought those shitty ass friggin' struts from CarQuest. Stop buying shitty ass struts from CarQuest and buy some shitty ass struts from Part Source. Which one just opened up actually in the old Blockbuster. We got a Part Source there now. And they sell Moog and all sorts of nonsense, so yeah, it's pretty cool. Because all in all, the G6 is not a bad car. I just need somebody brave enough to take the spark plugs out and put new plugs in. Last mechanic I hired said he did it, but fucking guy didn't. Maybe he did the front three, but he never did the back three. But, you know, he didn't do the front three because we took one out and the fucking thing was just bleh, you know? So I desperately need plugs and wires on this car. That's a given. And I'm probably going to use Rex's buddy. He charges a pretty good price, and he has the equipment to get to where he needs to go to do the back plugs. Because apparently, I watched it on YouTube, and you got to like disconnect something, and the whole engine drops, like it swings out of the way, and then you can like get to the back plugs. And that's what I need somebody to do, because I don't have the technology at home. And Rex's buddy has access to a hydraulic lift like Pug has. So he can like lift up my car and shit and get underneath it and do what he's got to do and get everything all fixed. So, you know, once that's done, then I'll probably get the fuel mileage that I was getting back in 2009 when I bought this thing. Because I used to go 3-4 weeks on a tank of gas with this. It was never this bad. GM likes to blame the fact that the engine's outdated and they don't offer this engine in their cars anymore. They dropped the 3500, went with the 3600. Now you buy an Impala with a 3600, you got 300 fucking horsepower at your wheels. Like, are you serious? That's insane. And an old grandpa car like an Impala, that's pretty awesome. The reason why I call it a grandpa car is because it really pisses Dad off when I do that. It's funny that way. I'm gonna go park in my local place. Listen to that suspension just creaking. Isn't that beautiful? Yup. Driving a jalopy, people. Driving a jalopy. Alright, I'll be right friggin' back. And we are back. Got 23 minutes of battery life left on the camera. Been having a problem with my technology lately. Shit just doesn't want to fucking charge. I think it might have something to do with the cable that I brought the blokes, because it seems anything I plug into that cable at work no longer wants to work with any other cable, so probably some dirt and grime that got into her and caused some problems. So we're gonna have to get that all straightened out and figured out, because that's just nonsense. Like this camera here, I can't charge it on my desktop. I gotta charge it on my laptop. The MVP, it wouldn't charge at home until I cleaned out the port and reattached it, because it broke off somehow. So I had to resolder that. That was fun. My friggin' super awesome XPV Proto Vapor DNA 30 mod, it won't friggin' charge. So now I gotta take that apart and see what the frig's going on. Maybe it broke off, the solder joints let go or something, I don't know. Because I have a bad tendency of using that one as a pass-through, like leave it plugged into my computer and vape on it, and it tends to get a little warm. So chances are the wires or the solder joints on the friggin' charging port failed, so I'm gonna have to take a look at that and might have to give it a tappy with the friggin' soldering iron, get it back up to par. You know, just a bunch of friggin' nonsense, people. Oh, dick. Just blowing through the embers today. Fuck's sakes. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna get this car fixed up before my next trip down south, that's for sure. Because I don't want to be driving it all creaky and shit, and going down the highway at like a $120, and all of a sudden the suspension decides to not be suspension, and all of a sudden the fucking car just flops around on the defaults, or whatever you call those, the little safety bars, or whatever the friggin' suspension is. My buddy used to have his Pontiac Sunfire, and he wanted it as low as it can go, so he just took his springs out, right? Friggin' guy. and the suspension was just sitting on the rebounds. It was the roughest ride ever. He had 17-inch tires with low pro friggin' tires onto it, so the speedometer was out of whack. And when you're driving it, you hit like a pebble on the road and you felt it. The tires had nowhere to go. Every shock was thrown back into the chassis. And it was funny because he's like, here, just take my car and go to the beer store and get a 12. He knew what was going to happen. I didn't know what was going to happen. I got back, there was only 10 beers left. 2 of them broke. He's like, yeah, every time I go to the beer store, there's always 2 beer casualty. I'm like, for fuck's sakes, like, why don't you put some real suspension in your car? He goes, oh, I love it. It's so low. It rides so well. I'm like, you're dicked. Just royally cocked. But fuck, it was his car and he liked it like that, so by all means, more power to him. We're at work now, beauty playing, driving vlog. Haven't done one of them in a while. Yeah, buddy. Looks like Bruce from head office is already here and everybody else is already here. I gotta head her up. It's about, I got 9 minutes left. But when I was talking about what I was vaping on, this is the device here, the Vamo with the octopus, and not too bad, not too bad. But anyway, people, I'm going to call her quits for now. I'm going to head her inside, get this shift over with, and I'll talk to you guys later, maybe tomorrow, I don't know. But until next time, guys, keep on vlogging.